We were the shield of the old world. Now, we are the sword that will carve the new. Prologue, the Ashen Oath. The scorch wastes howl with the ghosts of the Phoenix Riders. Ilior's corpse, a mountain of blackened bone, looms over the dunes, his ribs still cradling the dying embers of the first pyre. Kael Draven kneels in the shadow of a shattered war banner, the sigil of the Templars now half buried in sand. Around him, 150 survivors of his order stand in silence, their armor scorched from the final battle against Sebastian's Godspike legion. Azrael's voice cuts through the wind, "You called me fallen. Now we both kneel in the same ashes." Kael rises, gripping the Soulstone, its light dimmed but unbroken. The Phoenix Riders are gone. Ilior's fire is spent. "If we fight with you, Azrael, it's not for your redemption, but for theirs." He gestures to the graves of his men. A pact is sealed not with words, but with blood. The Templars' crimson cloaks are dyed black. Chapter 1, The Shadow March. Location, the Bone Road, Ilior's graveyard. Kael's forces move like wraiths through the ruins of the Phoenix Riders' last stand, where Sebastian's machines harvest Ilior's bones for more Godspikes. The Templars' new armor, forged from salvaged pyre shards, muffles their steps. "Sebastian thinks us extinct," growls Garrick, Kael's lieutenant, his face scarred from the arena's fall. Let's remind him why the Templars lasted 1,000 years. They ambush a syndicate convoy, slaughtering the alchemists guarding a wagon of Ilior's marrow. Kael smashes the cargo, but not before seeing the blueprints, a second Godspike, larger, designed to pierce the veil itself. Azrael materializes from the smoke. He's not just harvesting a dead god. He's building a bridge. Chapter 2, The Hollow Crusade. Location, Metropolis X, the lower ward. The Templars infiltrate the city through the corpse of the White Forest, its frozen trees now brittle from Sebastian's drills. Kael meets Evelyn, her frost magic waning. "Your war burned my forest," she accuses. "And yours left mine to rot," Kael counters, showing her the Soulstone's vision, Sebastian's machines, fueled by Ilior's marrow, cracking the earth open to the void. A truce is struck. Evelyn's ice masks their approach as they storm a syndicate refinery, where prisoners are fed into furnaces to purify Ilior's bones. Kael frees them, but the cost is high. 20 Templars fall, their bodies dissolving in the molten marrow. Garrick kneels by a dying brother, "No pyres for us. We burn with the enemy now." Chapter 3, The Siege of the Shattered Spire. Location, Syndicate Stronghold, the Iron Apex. Sebastian's fortress is a nightmare of jagged steel and screaming pipes, its pinnacle housing the second Godspike. Kael leads the assault, his Templars scaling the walls with grapples made from Phoenix Rider saddle straps. Azrael's rebels strike from below, their void-touched blades disrupting the spike's energy. But Sebastian is waiting, his personal guard, the Revenant cohort, are former Templars, their minds broken by Godspike experiments. Kael freezes when he sees Commander Vera, his old mentor, now a hollow puppet of the Syndicate. "You taught me to hold the line," Vera rasps, raising his sword. The duel is brutal. Kael wins, but not before Vera whispers, "The Soulstone lies. It chose this path." Chapter 4, The Soulstone's Betrayal. Location, the Godspike's core. Kael and Azrael reach the spike's heart, a chamber where Ilior's skull is suspended in liquid shadow. The Soulstone flares, showing Kael the truth. Flashback, the Templars' fall was no accident. The stone led Sebastian to them, ensuring the Godspike's creation. "The veil must be torn," the stone whispers. "The cycle demands it." Azrael snarls, "We're pawns." But the game's not over. Kael smashes the Soulstone into the spike's core. Then we break the board. Chapter 5, The Last Phoenix. The explosion rocks Metropolis X. The Godspike collapses, but Ilior's skull ignites, his final embers erupting into a firestorm. Kael is thrown clear, his armor fused to his skin. Sebastian emerges from the flames, his body reforged in pyre energy. "You don't kill gods, Templar. You replace them." Azrael intervenes, his void wings shielding Kael. Go. Your men need you. Kael limps to the ruins where his surviving Templars, now barely 50, hold the line. Garrick grins through bloody teeth. So, still think allying with fallen angels was a bad idea? As Sebastian and Azrael duel atop the burning spike, Kael raises his blade. Templars. One last charge, for the living. Chapter 6, The Phoenix Gambit. Location, the Flensing Fields, Ilior's ribcage. The Templars retreat into the corpse of the fallen god, where Sebastian's forces dare not follow. The air reeks of burnt divinity as Kael surveys his remaining warriors, just 37 Templars now, their armor blackened by pyre fire. We fight fire with heresy, Kael declares, plunging his sword into Ilior's molten marrow. The blade drinks the dying god's essence, glowing white-hot. Around him, his Templars do the same, their weapons becoming conduits for divine wrath. Azrael appears at the cavern's mouth, his void wings dripping with syndicate blood. Sebastian moves on the obsidian oasis. He means to use the second Godspike as a key. Kael's eyes reflect the burning steel. Then we give him a lock that can't be opened. Chapter 7, The Veil's Price. Location, Syndicate Forward Camp, the Screaming Pits. Disguised as Revenant cohort soldiers, the Templars infiltrate Sebastian's war camp. Kael freezes when he sees the prisoners' former Phoenix riders, their bodies fused with Ilior's bones, screaming in endless agony as alchemists harvest their essence. Garrick grips his arm. We can't save them. No, Kael agrees, drawing his molten blade. But we can end them. The massacre is merciful and brutal. As the last rider dies, his fading whisper, the cycle, was a lie. The camp's destruction draws Sebastian's attention exactly as planned. Chapter 8, The Oasis Betrayal. Location, Obsidian Oasis, Altar of the Veil. Kael arrives to find Sebastian already standing before the altar, the second Godspike humming with stolen power. But something is wrong, the Syndicate Lord's eyes glow with familiar mercury light. Sibylla? Kael realizes too late. Sebastian's body convulses as the prophetess's spirit speaks through him. The veil must fall, Templar. The first pyre was never meant to last. The Godspike activates, its energy not piercing the veil, but consuming it. Azrael roars in pain as his void wings begin unraveling. Chapter 9, The Last Templar. Location, Sky Fracture, Edge of Reality. Reality itself tears as the veil collapses. Kael drives his god-forged blade into the Godspike, but the damage is done, the fracture widens, void energy pouring forth. Sebastian's body burns away, revealing Sibylla's spectral form. You were the perfect weapon, Kael Draven. The stone chose well. With a scream of rage, Kael tackles her into the fracture. Garrick watches in horror as his commander and the prophetess vanish into the storm. The remaining Templars rally around him, their weapons raised against the approaching void. For Kael. Chapter 10, The Unmaking. Location, Metropolis X, The Sundering. The city dies in fire and paradox. Without the veil, time itself fractures, streets exist in multiple eras simultaneously, syndicate soldiers aging to dust mid-stride while ancient ghosts walk again. Garrick leads the final Templars through the chaos, gathering survivors. At the city's heart, they find Azrael or what remains of him. The fallen angel has become an anchor, his body holding the fracture at bay through sheer will. Take them, north, he rasps. To the White Forest. As the Templars flee, Azrael's final act is to whisper Kael's name into the storm. Epilogue, The New Veil. Location, White Forest, 1 year later. The frost has returned. Evelyn's power, combined with Ilior's last embers, has created a fragile new barrier against the void. Garrick, now bearing Kael's melted sword, oversees the construction of a new order. Not Templars, not Syndicate. Something else. In the forest's heart, a single Phoenix rider's feather burns without consuming itself. And in the space between seconds, where the veil once was, two voices argue. You used him. Kael. I saved you. Sibila. At what cost? The only one that matters. The feather's flame flickers. Somewhere, a child picks up a shard of molten steel. The cycle continues.